This is planet Earth. A world where the impossible has learned to exist. A place where what seems like nature's mistake is, in truth, its boldest creation. Here, the line between dream and reality fades, and time paints colors that seem beyond imagination. From lands born of fire to realms frozen in silence, every corner of this planet tells a story of evolution, of resilience, and of wonder. These are not scenes from another world. They are fleeting miracles of Earth, phenomena so rare that most people will never see them, not even once in a lifetime. Each one lasts only for a breath of time, then vanishes as if it never happened, leaving behind nothing but awe and mystery. Join us as we journey to the farthest edges of our planet, where Earth defies explanation and reveals its rarest wonders. This is one in a billion moments in nature, where science meets the extraordinary, and every frame captures a miracle written by time itself. When molten lava meets the ocean, it's more than a spectacular sight. It's the birth of new Earth. Along Hawaii's rugged coastline, rivers of glowing rock flow from deep within the planet, reaching temperatures over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. As they meet the cold Pacific, a violent transformation begins. Each droplet of seawater instantly flashes into steam, creating explosive bursts that can hurl molten fragments high into the air. The contact between fire and water forms billowing white clouds known as lays, a mix of steam, hydrochloric acid, and volcanic glass particles. It looks like mist, but it's one of the most dangerous vapors on the planet. Beneath the waves, the story continues. Lava rapidly cools, solidifying into black volcanic rock, expanding the island inch by inch. Proof that our planet is still growing, still alive. This meeting of molten earth and endless sea is more than destruction. It's creation in motion, a reminder that even in chaos, Nature is always building something new. Across the frozen plains of Kazakhstan, an extraordinary winter phenomenon rises from the earth, the ice volcano. Unlike true volcanoes of fire and rock, this natural wonder is formed by water, pressure, and freezing air. Beneath the ground, thermal springs push warm water upward through cracks. When it reaches the surface, in temperatures below 0 degrees Fahrenheit, it freezes instantly, building layer upon layer of ice. Over time, a cone-shaped mound grows, sometimes more than 40 feet tall. From its icy peak, water continues to spout and freeze, creating the illusion of a volcano erupting with frozen lava. When sunlight strikes it, the entire structure glows in brilliant shades of blue and silver, like a frozen beacon on another world. Scientists study this rare phenomenon because it resembles the cryovolcanoes found on icy moons such as Europa and Enceladus. Each winter, in California's Yosemite National Park, a rare and breathtaking illusion lights up the granite cliffs, HORSETAIL FALL FIREFALL. For just a few days each February, when the setting sun aligns perfectly with the waterfall, sunlight transforms the cascading water into what looks like a river of glowing lava. The phenomenon occurs only under precise conditions. The waterfall must be flowing, the western sky must be completely clear, and the sun's angle must strike the falls at just the right moment, usually during the last 10 minutes before sunset. When everything aligns, the light refracts through the mist, turning the water brilliant shades of orange and red, as if Yosemite itself were aflame. Despite its fiery appearance, it's entirely made of sunlight and melting snow from El Capitan's summit. The firefall lasts only a few minutes, but it draws photographers and scientists from around the world each year. In the warm coastal waters of Puerto Rico lie some of the rarest natural phenomena on Earth. The bioluminescent bays, where the ocean glows like liquid stars. The light is created by microscopic plankton called dinoflagellates, each smaller than a grain of sand, yet capable of producing a flash of blue light when touched. A single gallon of water can contain over 500,000 of them, making these bays among the brightest on the planet. The glow you see is a defense mechanism, a reaction triggered when the organisms sense movement, meant to startle predators. Scientists call it cold light because it produces no heat, only pure luminescence. The effect is strongest on moonless nights, when every wave and droplet comes alive with an otherworldly shimmer. Only a few places on Earth have the exact mix of warm temperature, calm waters, and mangrove ecosystems needed for this phenomenon. Deep beneath the desert of northern Mexico lies one of Earth's most extraordinary hidden wonders, the Crystal Cave of NAICA. Nearly 1,000 feet underground, this shimmering cavern holds the largest natural crystals ever discovered, translucent beams of selenite stretching more than 30 feet long and weighing up to 55 tons each. These giants formed over hundreds of thousands of years in a sealed, water-filled chamber heated by magma below. Inside, mineral-rich water remained at a constant temperature of about 136 degrees Fahrenheit, allowing the crystals to grow undisturbed, molecule by molecule, in near-perfect conditions. When miners accidentally discovered the cave in 2000, they uncovered a surreal world, looked almost extraterrestrial. But the beauty hides danger. The air inside is so hot and humid that unprotected visitors can survive only minutes. In a few remote corners of the world, nature seems to break its own laws, creating what's known as a reverse waterfall, where water appears to flow upward instead of down. This mesmerizing illusion happens when powerful winds meet steep cliffs, strong enough to push falling water back into the sky. The phenomenon is most often seen in places where mountain ridges meet coastal winds. When gusts reach more than 70 miles per hour, the force lifts the falling stream into a fine mist, sending it swirling upward like liquid smoke. From a distance, it looks as if gravity itself has been reversed. Hidden in the wetlands, rainforests, and mountain bogs of the world are some of nature's most extraordinary hunters, carnivorous plants. Unlike ordinary plants that draw nutrients from the soil, these species evolved to feed on living prey. In nutrient-poor environments, they turned to a new source of energy: insects and even small animals. The Venus flytrap snaps shut in less than a second, using tiny trigger hairs to detect movement, a response so fast it rivals muscle reflexes in animals. The pitcher plant lures insects with sweet nectar, then traps them in pools of digestive fluid. The sundew shines with sticky droplets that look like dew but act as glue, slowly curling around its captured prey. Scientists have discovered that these plants can count touches, releasing digestive enzymes only when movement confirms the capture. This efficient, almost intelligent behavior shows evolution at its most inventive. Carnivorous plants are proof that life doesn't just adapt. It innovates, transforming survival into one of nature's most fascinating predatory arts. In the highlands of West Java, Indonesia, there exists a breathtaking phenomenon known as the white volcano, or Kawah Putih. This otherworldly crater was born from a violent eruption nearly 10,000 years ago, leaving behind a lake unlike any on Earth. Its surface shimmers in hues of white, turquoise, and pale green, colors created by sulfur and volcanic minerals suspended in the water. What makes this place extraordinary is its constant transformation. The lake's color changes with the weather and volcanic gases, sometimes glowing like jade under sunlight, other times fading into ghostly white mist. Even the surrounding rocks and trees are bleached by the crater's acidic air, giving the entire landscape an eerie, dreamlike glow. Scientists are fascinated by Kawah Putih because few organisms can survive its harsh chemistry. Yet some forms of life, acid-tolerant microbes, thrive here, offering clues about how life might exist. In western Venezuela, where the Catatumbo River meets Lake Maracaibo, the sky performs one of Earth's most electrifying shows, the Catatumbo lightning. For up to 260 nights a year, this region lights up with as many as 280 lightning bolts every hour, all without a single drop of rain. Locals call it the eternal storm. This natural wonder is powered by a perfect storm of geography and physics. Warm, moist air from the Caribbean collides with cool mountain breezes from the Andes, creating massive electric charges that ignite the sky. The lightning flashes are so intense they can be seen from hundreds of miles away. Sailors once used them as a natural lighthouse. Even more fascinating, scientists discovered that this region produces more lightning than anywhere else on Earth, generating vast amounts of ozone and helping replenish the planet's upper atmosphere. In the remote wilderness of northern Finland, winter transforms the landscape into something almost otherworldly: the frozen forests of Finland. Here, trees stand buried beneath meters of snow and ice, sculpted by months of freezing winds into towering ghost-like figures. Locals call them snow monsters, and under the pale Arctic sun or the shimmering aurora, they look like silent guardians of another planet. This surreal phenomenon happens when moist air from the Baltic Sea freezes instantly upon contact with the sub-zero air of Lapland, coating every branch and pine needle in thick rime ice. Temperatures can plunge below -40 degrees Fahrenheit, turning entire forests into frozen sculptures. These icy giants can remain trapped in their glacial armor for nearly half the year, creating one of the most stunning and least known winter spectacles on Earth. The Danakil Desert in Ethiopia is one of the most extreme places on Earth, a landscape that seems torn from another planet. Temperatures here can soar above 120 degrees Fahrenheit, making it one of the hottest inhabited regions on the planet. Yet, despite its brutal heat and toxic gases, life has found a way to exist. The desert sits atop a tectonic rift, where the African and Arabian plates are pulling apart, exposing the raw, molten heart of the Earth. Sulfur springs bubble up in neon yellows and greens. Acid pools shimmer beside salt flats, and volcanic craters breathe out pillars of steam. It's a place where water boils, salt crystallizes instantly, and air shimmers with heat. Scientists study the Danakil to understand how life might survive on planets like Mars. Because here, microbes live in conditions once thought impossible. The Danakil Desert isn't just a wasteland. It's a glimpse into Earth's fiery beginnings and perhaps even the future of life beyond it. Deep in the heart of the Peruvian Amazon lies a hidden marvel, the boiling river, known locally as Shanay Timpishka, which means boiled with the heat of the sun. This river stretches for nearly 4 miles, and unlike any other on Earth, its waters run hot enough to cook an animal alive. Temperatures can reach up to 212 degrees Fahrenheit, a mystery that has puzzled scientists for decades. Unlike most hot rivers, it's not located near any active volcano. Instead, the heat comes from geothermal energy, hot water rising from cracks deep within the Earth's crust. Local legends speak of the river as a sacred place, guarded by the spirit of the serpent Yakumama, the mother of waters. Deep in the jungles of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula lies a place that seems to defy the laws of nature, Cenote Angelita, or Little Angel. To the naked eye, it looks like a serene underwater cave, but descend deeper and something extraordinary unfolds, an underwater tornado of mist and swirling clouds. At about 100 feet below the surface, divers encounter what looks like a river flowing through the depths. This illusion is created by a dense layer of hydrogen sulfide gas that separates fresh water above from salt water below. When the layers meet, the gas twists and swirls like a storm trapped beneath the waves, forming ghostly shapes that seem alive. Branches and fallen trees rise from the depths like an eerie underwater forest, adding to the illusion of another world. Scientists call it a perfect example of density stratification, but to those who witness it, Cenote Angelita feels more like a portal where two worlds, water and air, collide in one hauntingly beautiful moment. Off the coast of Florida and throughout the Caribbean, a breathtaking and little-known natural event unfolds beneath the waves, the barrel sponge spawning. These massive ancient sponges, some over 2,000 years old, release millions of tiny eggs and sperm into the water in a synchronized underwater spectacle that paints the sea in clouds of white and pink. Triggered by the full moon and subtle changes in water temperature, this event happens only a few nights each year. The timing must be perfect. Every sponge releases its gametes within minutes of one another to ensure that fertilization can occur before ocean currents sweep them away. Barrel sponges are often called the lungs of the reef, filtering thousands of gallons of seawater every day and providing shelter for countless marine species. During spawning, the ocean seems to breathe with them, alive, pulsing, and filled with the miracle of new beginnings. Deep within the volcanic heart of East Java, Indonesia, lies a phenomenon so surreal, it feels like a glimpse into another world: the blue flames of Kawah Ijen. At night, the volcano glows with rivers of electric blue fire streaming down its slopes like molten sapphire. But these are not ordinary flames, they are the result of burning sulfuric gases, ignited when they meet the oxygen-rich air at temperatures above 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. By day, Kawah Ijen is home to one of the world's largest acidic crater lakes, a turquoise pool of sulfuric acid so corrosive it can dissolve metal. But when darkness falls, the mountain comes alive with otherworldly light, a rare natural reaction that can only be seen in a handful of places on Earth. Miners, shrouded in smoke and gas, still descend into this alien landscape to collect sulfur by hand, their lamps flickering beside the blue fire. Hidden in the deserts of southwestern Kazakhstan, the Kizilkup Valley, often called the Red Clay Wonderland, is one of the country's most mesmerizing natural masterpieces. What makes it extraordinary isn't just its shape, but its color, a dazzling spectrum of red, pink, yellow, white, and even purple earth that seems to burn and shift with the light. When the sun rises, the valley glows crimson. By sunset, it fades into soft lavender and gold. This surreal landscape was once the bottom of an ancient sea over 60 million years ago. As the waters retreated, layers of clay, sandstone, and iron minerals were exposed, each layer recording a different chapter in Earth's history. The iron oxides give the valley its fiery hues, while wind and erosion sculpted the terrain into ripples, cliffs, and wave-like forms. Few places on Earth reveal geological time so vividly. Standing in Kizilkup feels like walking through the planet's own painting, where every color tells a story of oceans vanished, climates changed, and the endless artistry of nature itself. Flowing through the mountains of southern Spain, the Tinto River looks like something from another planet. Its waters run a deep, surreal red, stained by iron and heavy minerals that have leached from the surrounding rocks for millions of years. This crimson river isn't polluted by humans. It's a natural chemical wonder, born from Earth's raw geology. Stretching over 60 miles, the Tinto flows through one of the world's oldest mining regions, where copper, gold, and silver have been extracted since ancient times. The constant oxidation of iron and sulfide minerals creates an environment so acidic, with a pH similar to lemon juice, that almost no life can survive. Yet astonishingly, extremophile microbes thrive here, living off metal and acid. NASA scientists have studied the Tinto River as an analog for Mars, since its mineral-rich, rust-colored landscape resembles the Martian surface. Standing at its edge feels like peering into another world, where science, mystery, and beauty merge in a river that quite literally runs red with the story of our planet. In the arid plains of southwestern Morocco, an extraordinary sight stops travelers in their tracks. Goats perched high in the branches of trees. These are the famous tree-climbing goats of Morocco, and their favorite perch is the thorny argan tree, native only to this region. From a distance, they look like strange, moving fruit hanging from the branches, a surreal, almost comical scene that is completely real. But this isn't just a quirky behavior, it's an ingenious survival strategy. In a land where grass is scarce, the goats have learned to climb up to 30 feet to reach the tree's olive-like fruit. Their hooves have evolved to grip the rough bark, allowing them to balance with surprising ease among the branches. Even more fascinating, these goats play a vital role in the ecosystem. After eating the fruit, they excrete the seeds, helping to spread and regenerate argan trees across Morocco's dry landscape, a natural partnership between animal and plant. Deep within the world's rainforests, something extraordinary glows in the dark. The bioluminescent mushrooms, nature's living lanterns. These fungi emit an eerie green light, illuminating the forest floor like stars scattered across the ground. There are over 80 known species of glowing mushrooms found in places like Brazil, Japan, Vietnam, and Australia, and their light is not just beautiful, it's biological genius. The glow comes from a chemical reaction between luciferin, a light-producing compound, and luciferase, an enzyme, the same process used by fireflies. But scientists believe the light has a purpose: to attract insects that help spread the mushroom's spores, ensuring the next generation can grow far from the parent fungus. Some of these mushrooms glow so brightly that you can read a map by their light. Others are visible only in the deepest darkness, faint and mysterious. In the deep, silent blue of the open ocean, one of nature's most haunting and little-known scenes unfolds: sleeping sperm whales. Unlike any other large mammals on Earth, these giants sleep vertically, drifting motionless like massive pillars suspended in the sea. With their heads pointed toward the surface and tails hanging below, they rest in perfect stillness, eyes half closed, breathing only every few minutes. This extraordinary behavior was discovered almost by accident in 2008, when scientists encountered a group of sperm whales floating upright near the surface, completely unaware of the approaching boat. Each sleep session lasts only about 15 to 30 minutes, and they may take several short naps a day rather than one long rest, a rare adaptation to life in the deep, where constant awareness is vital. Off the rugged coast of Portugal, the small fishing town of Nazaré hides one of Earth's most extreme natural spectacles, giant waves that can tower over 100 feet high. These are not ordinary swells. They are the largest surfable waves on the planet, born from a unique underwater formation known as the Nazaré Canyon, a deep, narrow trench that channels and amplifies the energy of the Atlantic Ocean. Stretching nearly 130 miles long and plunging more than 16,000 feet deep, this canyon acts like a colossal funnel, focusing the ocean's raw power into monstrous walls of water that explode near the shore. When storm systems sweep across the North Atlantic, Nazaré transforms into nature's ultimate arena, a place where physics, geology, and courage collide. Surfers from around the world come here to chase the impossible, balancing on waves that could swallow buildings whole. High above the windswept island of Socotra, Yemen, rises one of Earth's most surreal sights, the Dragon's Blood Tree, a living relic from another age. With its umbrella-shaped crown and smooth gray trunk, it looks like something imagined in science fiction. But what makes it truly extraordinary is what happens when it bleeds. Cut into its bark, and the tree releases a deep crimson resin, the legendary dragon's blood. This thick red sap has been treasured for thousands of years. Ancient civilizations used it as medicine, dye, varnish, and even incense in sacred rituals. The Greeks and Romans believed it was the blood of dragons slain in mythical battles, while traders once carried it along the Silk Road as one of the world's rarest natural treasures. The dragon's blood tree grows only on Socotra, an island so isolated that 1/3 of its plant species exist nowhere else on Earth. Across the vast, golden grasslands of the Namib Desert, a mysterious pattern stretches to the horizon. Thousands of perfectly round, barren patches known as fairy circles. Each circle, ranging from a few feet to over 40 feet wide, is ringed by tall grass, yet empty at its center, as if something invisible has pressed a fingertip into the earth. For decades, scientists and local tribes have tried to explain them. and the mystery still fascinates the world. Some believe the circles are created by termites, engineering the soil to trap water and sustain their colonies in one of the driest places on Earth. Others suggest they are the result of self-organizing plants, competing for scarce moisture in the desert. Yet even after years of study, no single theory fully explains their perfect geometry or vast uniformity. In the vast open ocean, survival becomes a dance of instinct and unity, nowhere more breathtaking than in a bait ball. This phenomenon occurs when thousands, sometimes millions, of small fish like sardines or anchovies swarm together into a tightly packed, shimmering sphere. Moving as one living organism, the bait ball twists and pulses in perfect coordination, a desperate defense against predators lurking in the deep. From above, it looks like liquid silver. From within, it's a storm of motion and fear. Dolphins, sharks, tuna, and even seabirds join the frenzy, attacking in waves as the ball constantly reshapes to survive. Sunlight pierces the water, scattering off scales like glittering stars, creating one of the most dynamic and chaotic spectacles in nature. High in the turbulent skies after a storm, nature reveals one of its most dramatic and rare wonders: mammatus clouds. Hanging from the base of thunderheads like vast clusters of cotton or ghostly bubbles, these cloud formations look like the sky has turned upside down. Each pouch-like bulge can stretch for miles, glowing in shades of gray, gold, or fiery orange when touched by the setting sun. Mammatus clouds form when cold, heavy air sinks beneath the storm's anvil cloud, rather than rising as clouds usually do. This reverse motion creates their distinct pouch-shaped pattern, a visual echo of the storm's power even after the thunder and lightning have passed. Though often mistaken for signs of a tornado, mammatus clouds don't create severe weather themselves. They're more like the storm's fading signature, the sky's quiet exhale after chaos. The Caves, Dahab, Egypt. Just beneath the surface of the Red Sea, south of Dahab, lies one of Egypt's most mesmerizing dive sites, the Caves. Unlike deep technical dives, this site is shallow, yet it holds an otherworldly beauty that has made it legendary among divers. Over thousands of years, waves and living coral carved natural tunnels and arches into the reef, forming a labyrinth of stone corridors bathed in shifting light. Sunbeams pierce through cracks in the ceiling, illuminating schools of fish that dart between walls encrusted with sponges and soft corals. The effect is almost cathedral-like, as if you are gliding through a sacred world hidden beneath the sea. Unlike the nearby Blue Hole, known for its danger, the Caves offers a gentler descent, accessible yet filled with mystery. Every passage tells a story of time, water, and life itself. To enter is to step into a hidden wonder, where the Red Sea reveals its secret heart. Straddling the border between the United States and Canada, Niagara Falls is one of the most powerful natural spectacles on Earth. More than 6 million cubic feet of water plunge over its cliffs every single minute, creating a roar so loud it can be felt in your chest. The falls are actually 3 separate cascades: the American Falls, the Bridal Veil Falls, and the mighty Horseshoe Falls, which carries about 90% of the river's flow. Formed around 12,000 years ago at the end of the Ice Age, Niagara has been slowly carving its way upstream, retreating over 7 miles from its original location. Beyond its sheer beauty, the falls generate hydroelectric power, providing energy to millions of homes in both nations. Legends of daredevils, barrel riding over the falls, and tales from indigenous peoples who revered it as sacred add layers of mystery to its story.